is Sabrina, a cat they just got, and obviously with their situation, she's very shy and eerie of people. So I'm pretty far away with the zoom lens, just checking out the new cat here.
I last saw Sabrina a few months ago, and she has since moved to another enclosure, and I had heard that she was improving due to the hard work of her keepers. I went back up to Wildcat Sanctuary to find out more from her keeper Trista about Sabrina's progress.
As you can see behind me is a beautiful tiger named Sabrina. Sabrina is doing quite well in Minnesota in these cold temps and all the snow, but it originally resided in the state of Texas, just east of Dallas. In Dallas, she was living with a bunch of other big cats at a private owner's house, and they were in about 20 by 20 cages that had steel bars and concrete beneath them with little to much else. Her den had a big hole in the bottom of it, and so it allowed her to escape frequently, so she often was able to get out of her enclosure, which was pretty frightening.
Unfortunately, even in the states that have tough laws and regulations with owning exotic animals like tigers, there just isn't enough attention to enforce these laws. And as with Sabrina's case, when these animals can no longer be taken care of, you have to rely on a few good sanctuaries we have here in the United States, and hope they have room.
She came to us because the daughter of the male who had owned her was looking for a home for the 3 tigers since the guy that owned her had passed away and was found dead in the house. Sabrina's had a real struggle and distrust of humans because between this whole process, she was shifted into several areas different times upon getting called for her rescue. So now that she's here in Minnesota, we've had her since early summer, and she's come a long way. In the beginning, she was constantly roaring and charging the fence. It's pretty hard to get this close to her without stressing her out entirely. She's now living in a 5,000 square foot cage, which is much bigger than the 2020 she resided in before, and she's doing a lot better. You can see she's walking around, she's doing pretty good in her enclosure. She's living next to the 2 tigers, Titan and Lily, and also the 3 African lions of Aslan's group. And even as of late, we've seen her enjoying enrichment while keepers have been around. She played with her pumpkin for Halloween, and just the other day she got probably her very first Christmas present, which she loved tearing into.
It may not seem like much for a tiger to tear into a box, but when you are their caretaker and you finally see them active, it could mean the world.
So oftentimes we get questions about how we respond to an animal that comes in super aggressive and upset with people, and how we transition them to get our trust. With Sabrina here, she was responding negatively anytime she would see us or hear us. So we constantly were going around her. We would vocalize that we were coming, announce our presence, and allow her to see us from a distance as we approached. And quarantine is a little difficult as the area is much smaller, but now with an expanded space and a larger habitat, she's allowed to see us from hundreds of feet away, which has definitely helped her progress. In addition, we had her next to other cats, which she seems to like other cats quite a bit, but she definitely likes dogs. There's many dogs around the property that she came from, and we found out that when you bring a dog around her, she'll actually chuff to them and socialize with them. So it's kind of been a bridge between us humans and the tiger. Another thing that we use is positive reinforcement, like enrichment. So small things like scents and pieces of food, like rabbits or rats she loves. So little things like that, anytime we're around, we can put those in her cage, and it allows her to gain trust a little bit, knowing that we're not going to do anything negative to her, but rather bring things that are positive and better her quality of life.
I was amazed at all the hard work and how quickly Sabrina had turned around and came to accept her situation. I watched her get fed, but this time I wasn't 100 yards away with a zoom lens. I was only about 10 feet away, and I could see the trust she had in her keepers around her, and how love can change a tiger.
Thanks for watching this edition of Safari Wildcat. Now for some more information and some cool links, check out the description in this video. And you can also log on to wildcatsanctuary.org. And as always, thanks for watching.